sorry.
What's
I was
happening?
you said and I was like, and a one, a two. And then you go, hey friends.
One, two, one, two, three, four. Da, 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 da,
Like I was
da.
literally about to start. Okay, but hey friends.
Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it. My name's Cassie J,
And I'm Ore.
and we're so happy to have you here with us today. You're looking nice in like bright pink there.
I know. Thanks so much. You're
I
not gonna
like
yell and
it.
scream that I say I never have color and yet I'm wearing color.
I've already shouted at you about this thing. I'm not gonna keep going on about it.
Well,
We're
that's
done
mighty
now.
gracious of you.
We're gonna keep it
Mi
pushing.
Mighty gracious of you.
I need to join you. I truly don't have color. Like I've got like one or two pieces
You've
that
got
are
like a
like,
yellow
well,
dress and
bam,
then
you
a
know?
green dress.
Yeah. But otherwise, everything is black.
Yeah, friend,
Yeah. And
get
maybe
on.
white.
Maybe white, but
Maybe
mostly
white.
black.
Mostly black, lots of black, maybe white, and then a pop of color if you're lucky.
I've
Uh,
I've been going on this journey and I actually quite enjoy it. I think I'm gonna continue. I still love black, don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
like I'm like for every two black outfits, there must be one color.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
that's a good thing. I think there's also for me, it's about like I don't feel like brave enough to wear color. And maybe it's just because I don't know how to wear color and I'm not a fashion person. So like buying clothes is not an activity that I look forward to or enjoy. So I just go for something that's quick and easy. Mostly it's black and then it's done because everything goes with everything and then it's done, you know? So maybe I need to push myself outside of my black comfort zone and then
I feel
just
like
try. I
a
need to
good
dip
tip,
my toe into color.
a good tip for learning to wear color is to wear color with black. Does that
Yeah,
make
there we
sense?
go. Yeah, yeah.
Like
And
let
ease your
black,
way into it.
exactly, like let black be the primary look and then
Yeah.
you add the color. So you're basically adding
Well,
color
bam.
to black as opposed to trying to
Understood.
figure out what colors go together or what works. So, you're wearing
Mm.
like a black tank, black pants, and then you put on like a pink jacket, or you put on a yellow jacket or a
Fair.
purple jacket or
Fair,
something,
fair, fair. Fair, fair,
or
fair.
you wear like
Fair.
a black bodycon dress and you carry a bright colored handbag or
There you go.
wear a bright
Dip
kimono
your
or
toe,
pattern or
step
just
out of
something.
the.
Yeah. Just figure
Okay,
out how it
okay,
works for you.
okay.
And then,
I'll try. I'll try some things. I'll try some things. Speaking of the comfort zone,
oh boy,
do you have a
uh,
time that you have, or do you have a story of where you stepped out of your comfort zone and it was a good time?
never a good time. Always frightening.
No,
Has
but like something
never
good
not
came out
once.
of it.
I mean, obviously,
Tell me
right?
one.
Every now and again, but mostly I like my comfort zone. Let's stay here. It's nice
I
here. It's
know.
toasty
It's
in
so
here.
nice here. It's so warm. I know where everything is.
I know
Like,
where everything is. I'm not
yeah,
bumping my leg on the bed in the
in the
night
middle of the
because
night.
someone has
Yeah.
moved something. Um, but to be very honest, when I did my first talk show in uni, that was
Mm,
majorly stepping out of my comfort zone.
got it. Tell me.
Majorly. Because the problem with being an MC or a presenter or whatever, working in media, people just automatically expect that you are an extrovert, like you're a people
Mm,
person, whatever.
mm,
But
mm.
not really. I can be, but like it's not my
You are,
default
what are
setting.
you saying? You are deeply introverted.
I'm not deeply
No,
introverted.
you are an introvert.
I
Like
mean, it's
you
gotten
are,
worse over the years, for sure.
no,
For
I don't think it's gotten
sure.
worse. I think it's who you are. Like, and I think that there is a misconception about introverts and what they can and can't do and what they should
Exactly.
look like. But just
Mm.
because you are an MC or on the red carpet or on TV or whatever it is, like, doesn't mean you're not an introvert. Like,
It
you
doesn't
can
square for
do
most
those things that
people.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
had been pushed to host an event at church and it had gone so well. And now, I'll never forget Buri. A friend at church was like, "You must do a talk show. Why aren't we getting a talk show?" And I'm just like, that is never going to happen. Forget it. And then now he's spoken it into the universe, and some other people had heard, and they're like, "Yeah, or I do one. Yeah, it'd be so
Actually, that
great."
makes sense.
And I'm just like, what are you people saying? It's one thing for me to have to host like a church event. Like there's a ready-made audience. It's ready-made per se. I just need
It's
to
really
step
made.
in. Yeah, I need to step in, know how to say the right things, carry the audience along, make it fun, introduce some games, plan the programming. That's it. You want me to go do something that's all about me by myself, and I need to be interesting enough for people to want to come and sit down and listen to me go on for an hour 30 minutes. Are you insane? So
Yeah.
I kicked and
Sounds
screamed.
sounds
I was
good.
like, not gonna do it, not gonna
Not
do it,
gonna
not gonna
happen.
do it,
And then
not
it
gonna
did
happen.
happen. And then it did
Yeah.
happen.
And then it did happen. I think I had 150 people that first one come and
What?
sit, and
That's
it was wild.
amazing.
It was, I had
150
so
people.
I had so much support, like from the sets to the design to
Yay.
the logo to the refresh. I had so much support. Like it was good. So I didn't want to do it. I was petrified, but that one thing I feel like more than anything else I did before it kind of really helped
Yeah.
push me into media, helped show that
Mm.
I can do
That
these
this is an
things.
area
Like
for me.
this is exactly,
Mm.
this is a strength for me. This is something that I do enjoy doing. I'm good at. This is something I can build on, get better at, explore. So yeah, it paid off eventually.
Nice. Nice. Well, I mean, it definitely paid off because everything that I've seen and heard, etc., etc. Oh, I watched your TED talk. Or I did a TED talk.
Michaela
Yeah.
Jack, I blame you for this.
It definitely was Michaela. Michaela said she went and
I
found it on
blame you
YouTube,
for this.
and I went immediately. I was like, yeah. So Ores did a TED talk. Go Google it. It's great. You should watch it. But
Is
I
it
mean,
though? It was
but
so
my thing
long
is,
ago.
I know, but like it's still amazing that it happened. Like it's incredible. It's amazing. And you spoke so beautifully and you did it so well. I was like, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Okay.
And
It
like
has
that
Cassie's
stuff.
approval, so it must be good.
Exactly. And that kind of stuff like wouldn't have happened if you hadn't like taken that first
Yeah,
step.
the TED thing was after, well, the TEDx thing was after the I'd done the talk show. I think I don't know if it was the first one or the second one, but it definitely did come from that
You
one
see.
one moment of me stepping out of my comfort zone. So yes.
Yeah. So I think the whole thing with the comfort zone is it is it's scary and it's hard. And I think that that's
Yeah.
where I'm at now as well. Like right now, so I mean, you know this, but maybe not everyone else knows this, but I've just started a new job, okay? So
Mm,
left
mm.
my old company where I've been there just under 10 years. So at 10 years, if you've been at a company for 10 years, you like know how that thing runs.
Yeah,
You know
you
how
can
that
do
thing
that thing in your
operates.
sleep.
You can do that
Yeah.
thing in your sleep. You're walking
Mm.
around, you're talking to this person, this needs to happen. You know exactly where to go to fix the problem.
But
Like
also you
you
have all of the right connects, you know?
all of the right connects.
You
Like I'm
have
talking
that.
the right person at the right
Mm.
time
Mm-hmm.
always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm in this new company, okay? And it's I don't know anything.
Now you're a noob. Can you imagine just being like in your mid 30s and switching to jobs, and now you're just like the new kid
Yeah, but I think a lot of people actually do this. I think at in our generation, it's stranger that I stayed at one place
for
for
10
10
years?
years
Yeah.
than it is because I think a lot more people like I think about my friend Nonji. Nonji's
Shit,
moved
friend,
around
you did
every
10
three, 4
years?
years.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
just under 10 years. But yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
that's like. I
It's
mean,
crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so it's been 3.5 months, and
mm,
I have learned so much, and
mm,
I've grown so much. Like I can physically feel, this sounds strange, but I physically can feel my brain thinking about things differently because it's a
Mm,
whole new industry. It's a whole
mm,
new, like what I was doing before and what I'm doing now, so different from each other. So, so different.
mm,
So it's been 3.5 months. I've learned so much. I've grown so much. And if I'm perfectly honest with you,
mm.
it's been awful. But at the same time, I couldn't be happier.
Uh,
And I sat with this thought and I was like, these two things don't make sense. My maths teacher, when we would do a maths problem and something didn't make sense, Mr. Wotherspoon, he would say, something's not right
Mr.
in the
What?
state. Mr.
Weatherspoon.
Wotherspoon,
Oh, Wothers.
Wotherspoon,
What?
Mr. Wotherspoon.
Okay.
Yeah. He would
Um,
say, he would say, something's not right in the state of Denmark, which is just so random and
of
so
course
weird.
he
But yeah.
would.
Yeah, so it's been awful, but at the same time I couldn't be happier. This thought, I'm like, what's going on? Because here's the reality also of the situation is like people have been asking me like, how's it been? It's been 3.5 months. People are like, oh, you started a new job. How's it going? How's it going? And my
Mm,
immediate thought is like, I can't quite place it.
mm,
But at the same time, like the results are speaking for themselves. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? So
mm,
it's like I'm feeling like super messy because I don't quite
mm,
know where everything is and how everything works, etc. But at the same time, there definitely has been growth. So there's something good that's coming of it. I'm not always feeling super confident, like because again, I don't know who to speak to. I don't know how stuff is, how to do stuff or like whatever. But
mm.
people in the office will come up to me and be like, "Sure, Cassie, you've only been here 3 months, like, and you're already doing this. You're already doing this. You're already doing
Yeah,
this." And I'm
yeah,
walking away from that encounter going like, I do not feel as confident in this
yeah,
situation as they feel in me. And I'm like, hmm. Cool. Okay. Good. To
yeah.
all of my new colleagues watching the podcast. I'm just saying, like, this is where I'm at. Um, and like it's things like also like I'll make a proposal or I'll share something with my boss and I'll be like, okay, I've got an idea. We're gonna do this, 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 and this. And she will, rightfully so, as my manager, deconstruct my idea and be like, okay, well, that's not going to work. You need to think about it like this, move this here, change this here. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, but to do this differently. And again, I come away from those situations going, oh, like I failed. Like I
Mm,
had an idea, it wasn't a good idea. Like it wasn't good. But then the project comes to fruition and everyone's like, this is amazing. Like, congratulations. So it's
mm,
this like dichotomy of these two different things where I'm feeling one way, but the results are not reflecting the way that I'm feeling.
mm,
And there's a function of this that is number one, I recognize this and it's something that I do and I have been doing and I need to get better at and I'm working on it. But is
mm.
I'm too hard on myself.
Yeah.
Like I want to be perfect from day one, and it's just not gonna happen. Like it's not realistic.
Mm,
But the second part of it is also just being new. Like I'm new.
yeah.
I don't know everything. I don't know everything yet. There's
Mm,
gonna come a time when I do know stuff, but right now, obviously I don't.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that, well, obviously, being too hard on yourself, that's a given. Um, but I also feel like and I think everybody goes through this imposter syndrome thing where you
Mm.
feel like you don't know what you know, but you actually do. Like you feel like you don't know what you're doing. I
Yeah.
think there's this,
Imposter
it's
syndrome is so
it's
loud for
like
me right now.
it's
So loud for me right
like
now.
you especially if something has happened to shake your faith in yourself or your
Mm,
self-confidence, and
correct.
now you're just second guessing
Correct.
yourself every single step of the way,
Yeah.
like, should I have done it this way? Is this what got me in trouble
Mm,
the other time? What am I doing? Do I even know what I'm doing? And you just kind of spiral out of control, especially when you are new at something or when you are trying something for the first time
yeah.
or yeah, I think it's normal to feel that way.
It's
It's
normal
what
to feel
you
it
do
is.
afterwards that will determine where you end up.
Correct. Correct. And here's the thing also about being new at in a work environment or trying a new skill or trying something, anything new, is that
Mm,
there is this steep learning curve that happens. Like,
mm,
and if
mm,
you were to graph it out, so I was actually reading a lot about this kind of thinking, and I came across this guy. His name's Alistair White, and he's actually the
mm,
person. So he's a psychologist. No, he's not a psychologist, but he's like a, I don't know. He studies people and their performance. Okay.
mm,
And he, alongside other psychologists and that kind of thing, they actually coined the term, this idea of the comfort zone. Okay. So,
okay.
Alistair White, whoever you are, thank you so much for that. That's been
Mm,
so helpful. But in their research, basically what they've shown is that, when if you want to be someone who is, if you want high performance, okay,
mm,
there has to be an element of stress. There has to be
mm,
an element of challenge in
mm,
order to push you into a
mm,
place of high performance. And they drew this
okay.
graph. So you start something new, and there's a very, very steep learning curve, and that's the
Mm,
pressure pushing you, pushing you, pushing you until you're at a
mm,
performance, until you're at a level of high performance. Okay,
mhm,
which is
mhm,
amazing, and everyone loves this, and everyone loves this. And it's at this
mhm,
point that's critical because now you're at this level of high performance. You're the star. You're shining bright like a diamond. If there
mhm.
is not the introduction of a new sense of stress, a new pressure, a new challenge, you're going to your performance will ultimately plateau, and then it will actually start to dip,
So,
right? Which makes sense because you're
mm,
in your comfort zone. You've done the thing for so long. You know where all the things are. You know who all the people are. You've reached the
yeah,
top of where you're at. It's now time to introduce something different to then push you to the next level. And I think that as people, our constant desire is to be better.
yeah.
I don't know
Well,
anyone, yeah, no, I don't know anyone who is proud of the fact that they're not the best.
mm, speak for yourself, guys. I know
No,
people who are just not interested.
I think that there is a difference between not being interested or not working towards being the best. But I think
Mm.
that there's a desire in people to
All
be
right. Yeah,
successful
there's
and to be
definitely an
good
innate
at
desire.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
an inner
Mm,
desire
mm,
to be good
mm,
at something, to achieve something, and
mm,
to
mm,
get
mm.
there. I think, and you would know this because you've spent a lot of time in the gym over the last
Oh
while.
boy.
But like the gym is such, like working out and exercising is such a good example of this because what happens, and you can probably speak to this better than I can, but what happens when you go to the gym is you put strain on the muscles, okay? And then these little micro tears happen in the muscle, and
Mm-hmm.
then they repair themselves. And as they
Mm-hmm.
repair themselves, they get stronger. So you can
Mm-hmm.
lift more weight. So you introduce a
Mm-hmm.
new challenge. And then those
Mm-hmm.
they tear and repair, tear and repair, tear and repair. And then
Yeah.
ultimately you are stronger, right?
Yeah.
So again, needing to push yourself out of the comfort zone is to satisfy that desire in you to ultimately be successful, to ultimately to achieve something. But the only way to get there is to step out of where you are comfortable, which is so hard to do.
Look, okay, first of all, I'm gonna preface this by saying I am not in any way, shape, or form a gym rat. Never have been, never will be. I'm too lazy for that. But I just am. I go because I have to. If I didn't
Yeah,
have to, you wouldn't see me there. But um even with going like something as basic as going to the gym also oftentimes requires a little bit of you stepping out of your comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? Like
correct.
if
Absolutely.
all you've known in terms of exercise has been, oh, we go for a walk, or I use the
Mm,
treadmill, or
mm,
I use the bike or whatever. When you start to introduce things like strength training and resistance training and all of that kind of stuff, it it really is you stepping out of your comfort zone because you've never done this.
mm,
And let me tell you,
mm.
the first time you do that, your body lets you know it is not
It is
happy.
not okay.
It is
Yeah.
not happy. Like it's
When you
you
go to
go
the
home
gym, leg
regretting your
day, the
decisions.
next morning when you step out of your bed, my legs will like buckle. Like like I'm like
I can't sit on the toilet after leg day. When I like if I've been away from the gym for a while, you're literally
It's
walking around like an
true.
old woman. You're like holding
It's
things
true. You're like
lower, lower, lower. This is literally what you're doing.
it's so
Even to sit
funny.
down. It
It's
is
so
funny. Like I'm
painful.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it even for something as basic as that, or even something as basic
Yeah.
as you want to start eating healthy and you don't
Correct.
even know
Yeah.
what the right recipes are, you don't know what to buy, you don't know what to shop for, like the little
Mm,
things that, because you're right, the little things that make you step out of what you know, what's familiar, they almost
mm,
always definitely make you a bit better, add value to your
correct.
life.
Correct.
Like you go to the gym, you start eating healthy, or you start praying more, spending more time with God, or you start doing, I don't know, take on a course so you can get better at work, or you start going through a
Yeah.
mentorship session, you get a coach,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
just stepping outside of what you know and adding a little bit of the pressure of the unknown, the uncertainty.
Correct.
It
Correct.
definitely, I agree, makes you
And
a bit
like,
better.
and all of this, and again, I want to come back to this idea that it's because you're working towards something. Like, I want
Mm-hmm.
to be healthier. I want to be, better at my job. I want to
Yeah.
be more educated. I want to be able to increase my salary. It's in the pursuit of something, but you're not going to get to that something if you don't take this initial step. And it's
Mm.
like, I think about you and the example that you've given about, being pushed into or being encouraged into media, but then figuring out that, oh, actually this is something that I could do, and then being bold enough to step into that, what that then unlocked,
Mm.
what and that unlocked for you. I think about it for me, like one of the key reasons I left my previous company was because, and genuinely, if I think about it, like my goal for me in my life is I want to be a well-rounded communications professional. Like I want to be good at it well and like holistically. And what that meant for me was I need to either be learning and or earning.
Mm.
Okay. So if
Mm.
learning, so I'm learning something new, I'm growing, I'm,
Yeah.
doing whatever it is, I'm learning, or I'm earning, make
Yeah.
it justify my work by making it worth my time. Okay.
Yeah.
And in an ideal world, you're going to get both. In an ideal world, you're going to learn and you're going to earn. Okay.
Mm.
Um, Today, most likely, it's going to be one or the other. Either you're going to be learning and growing and, developing, or maybe you're going to be earning. The minute it becomes something where you're not learning or earning, you gotta dip.
Yeah.
You gotta dip. You gotta make a choice. You've got to move. And I think
I
for
mean,
me,
but
I
what is
got
the point though? If you're not learning, you're not getting better, you might as well be making good money. If neither one
exactly.
is happening, what are you doing with your
What am
life?
I doing with my life? What's happening? If I'm not learning and I'm not earning, why am I here?
Why am I
What's
here?
happening? Why am I
Why am I
here?
putting on
And
clothes on a Monday morning to show up here?
in truth, this is where I got to at my previous company. I was no longer earning and I was no longer learning. And when I pushed and asked for more growth, it wasn't available. It wasn't made available to
Yeah.
me. So I was
Mm.
like, okay, well then, bye. I'm out. So I'm also, as much as I'm like in this new company and I'm feeling uncomfortable and all of these things, I'm just very conscious that this is something that I asked for.
You asked for. Mm.
This is something that I
You
asked for.
put
This
your
is
hand
something
up
that I
for
pursu
it.
that I pursued. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the things, and I think as I process this feeling of being like, because I'm not yet comfortable, okay? I've definitely stepped out of my comfort zone and I'm not yet comfortable. But what I'm realizing through this process is um your ability to create the reality that you want for your life is
Mm.
directly proportional to your willingness to experience the exact opposite of that.
Shoo. All right.
Right? So, once again, your ability to create the reality of the life that you want is
Mm,
directly proportional to your willingness to experience the
the
exact
opposite.
opposite. Okay, so let's break it down.
Truer
What I mean,
words. My
yeah, what I mean by
goodness.
that, you want to be rich. I want to be rich. I definitely want to be rich. I want 1 billion in the bank for sure. Okay, so what do? I save money. I invest money. I invest in property. I give money away in a way that starts to make me feel broke. I
Mm,
sacrifice a soft life today and it feels like I'm broke, but actually what I'm doing is building wealth,
yeah.
right? I'm setting boundaries. Okay. I'm setting boundaries in the relationships because I don't like how I've been treated. I don't like how my relationships are going, how they're feeling. I don't like how people are talking to me, treating me, acting towards me, whatever. I set the boundary in place. In the moment, what that's going to make me feel is I'm lonely, but
Mm,
actually, what's happening is I'm building healthy relationships.
mm,
Right? Another one,
yeah.
okay? I am, and this is something that's true for me as well. I am digging up my traumas. I'm healing from the things that have broken me, but I'm bringing those things to the light, okay? And while I process them, while I heal from them, I feel broken. But actually, what's happening is I'm healing,
Mm, yeah.
right? And so,
Yeah.
even if you're working on a new skill, I'm learning something new. I want to learn how to play the piano. When I
Yeah.
first start, all I can play is Mary had a little lamb, and I feel dumb. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I feel so bad. But I'm building that foundation to ultimately
Yeah.
become the next great pianist. Like, you
Mm,
have to be willing to experience the opposite of the reality that you want in this moment now to realize it later. So when you
yeah.
step outside of your comfort zone, you're stepping into something that is uncomfortable, and we need to be okay with being uncomfortable. Step
Yeah.
one, get okay with being uncomfortable to ultimately then become your best, baddest self. You
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah. I think that
yeah.
it's a lesson and a thing that as a generation I think we have forgotten or have
Mm.
thrown away per se, because
Mm.
when we were growing up, learning about delayed gratification was a thing. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
you
true.
you delayed it a little bit, like you, because my mom used to do this thing and it was weird, but it made sense later. And it
Mm.
wasn't because she couldn't afford it, but she'd
Mm.
be like, you can't have a hot chocolate every morning. She's like, you have
Mm.
it 3 times a week and that's
And
it.
that's it.
And she was like, it's so much sugar. It's not even that healthy
Mm.
for you. And she
Mm.
was like, but also you need to learn that you won't always get everything you want in life. And so it was rationed. You got it 3 times a week, and
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
and so you looked at it was a basic thing, it's a cup of hot chocolate in the morning, but you looked
Yeah.
forward to it because I didn't have it
Mm.
yesterday, but I'm gonna have it
Mm.
tomorrow. And so
Mm.
today was like a practice in patience, waiting until you get this thing that you want, and
Mm.
she'd say stuff like you have to, because I remember then in secondary school, boarding school, not having a fun time. And my mom would just be like, well, you have to go through this process so that you can come out and go to university and you can get a good
Mm.
job. And she'd just be like, just
Mm.
hope and hope and hope and hope through the process. So it was that idea
Mm.
that you really did need to get uncomfortable with not liking how things are right now or not getting
Yeah.
what you want while you
Yeah.
work towards it. But in the world that we live
Yeah.
in today, and I always say this jokingly, we really are a Jehovah Sharp Sharp generation.
We
We want
really
it
are.
now.
Everything must
We
come
want
now.
everything now. You want to
Yeah.
become an influencer, but you want to get that 50K, 50K followers the first time you post a reel. You know, you want to get a job and you want to get promoted within the first 6 months. You're like, why am I
Yeah.
waiting for a couple of years?
Yeah.
You want to start a new relationship, but you also want to get married tomorrow. You've booked the hall. You know,
Mm.
like we want
Phew.
everything today, now, 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 now. Give it to me now. And I don't particularly blame us. The concept of delayed gratification is gone because you really can get a lot of things now.
There's so many
Amazon
things you
same
can
day
get now.
delivery.
There we
Yalla, let's
go.
go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you've got all of the food delivery apps that will bring you your food in 20 minutes and 15 minutes, you know,
Mm,
quick, 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 quick,
mm,
quick, quick, quick.
mm,
So
mm,
you're so used to I click a button and I get what I want,
mm,
that the idea that now I must get comfortable with being uncomfortable because I want a good future,
mm.
you're like,
Oh,
what?
what?
Can't I
Why
just
isn't it
invest like
just here?
10,000 and it just becomes like a
Mm.
million overnight and then I'm
Yeah,
sorted? You know?
exactly. Exactly.
Can't I just make the
Why
one
am
right decision that'll set me up for life? Doesn't work that way,
exactly.
babes.
It doesn't work that way. And you know what? The other thing is that sense of delayed gratification or the pursuit of working hard for whatever it is that you want is reinforced on things like Instagram or TikTok where you watch people
Yeah.
who are like, "Hey, I bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin yesterday and now it's worth $1 billion. Look at my new Lamborghini." Do you know what I mean? And you're just like, and then everyone's like, "How did you do that? How did you do that?" Quick
And
ways
then
to
they
make
start
money, quick
selling you
ways to get
courses.
rich. You know? And you're just like, and again, it's a Jehovah Shop Shop, but it's also like, have we in the pursuit of getting it now, we don't even want to be uncomfortable. It must just arrive. It must just
No.
arrive. It must just be what it is.
Same thing with
Um,
going to the gym. I remember when I first started, I
mm.
have mom arms, like bat wings. You know what those are, right?
Yeah.
So when I first started going and I was training with Pedro, and I can't even remember how long it was. I think we might have been training for like almost a year, you know? And I did
Mm,
have a lot of
mm.
work I needed to do. And I remember saying to him one day, Pedro, when are my arms gonna be toned? What are we doing? We've been doing this for a year. My arms aren't toned. They don't look nice. They don't. And he was just like, you think it's gonna happen overnight? My lady, we have to work. Let's work. Let's work. And I was just like, Pedro, it's been a year.
Pedro.
What do you mean by overnight? You know?
Pedro.
But it is gonna I'm like, okay, I'm at the gym now. I'm drinking my water. I'm eating my
Yeah.
proteins.
Yeah.
Where's my sexy body? You know?
Where is
Why is it
it?
not
Where is
happening?
it?
Where is
Why is it
it?
not here now?
If it was
That's
so
so
easy to
funny.
achieve that, don't you think everyone would be walking around looking like they stepped out of the
100%.
covers of Vogue? If it was so easy to just invest
100%.
and being a billionaire, why would we be talking about Bill Gates or Oprah or any of the people who are so wealthy today?
100%.
So
One hundred
it's
percent.
the reality is it will take its time, and you need to get. I love what you said. You need to really get comfortable with being uncomfortable in the pursuit of what you want.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
is how it works.
It's the you're looking for the formula, you're looking for the secret ingredient to success.
Mm,
That is it.
that
Like
is it. Yeah.
that's it. That's the secret, you know? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And you got to put in the work. You know?
You
You got
really
to put in
do.
the work.
I
So,
really do
so
wish that
yeah.
there was a magic wand we could just wait. There's
Girl,
an ad I've
same.
been seeing on TV. This guy wants to buy a car or something, I don't know, and he's got bad credit. And so he goes to the dealership and he tells the man, well, I want to buy, no, he wants to buy a truck. I want to buy a truck, but my credit is shot or something like that. And the guy's like, well, let's see if we can't do some magic and get you the whatever. And he brings out a wand and he goes, ah, and there you go. And they've magically fixed his credit. He's now bought this lovely, amazing truck. Everyone's happy, all smiles, happy endings all around. And I'm just like, if only
Only
life were like
what's the
that.
point of this advert? How does this advert end? Because that's not how it works.
It's supposed to be that this dealership, like if you come to this dealership and even though you've got bad credit, like
Oh,
there
I
is a deal
see.
they can
They're
work
they're
out for
gonna make
you.
it
They're
work for
gonna,
you.
yeah,
I
exactly.
understand.
That's supposed to be the idea. It is the
I
worst ad I've ever
understand.
seen. The
Got
acting
it.
is terrible. But
Lol, lol, lol.
every time it comes on, I'm just like, yeah, let's wave the wand,
Wait,
wave my
wait the wand.
problems away.
There we go.
Billy in the
If
bank.
only we could do that. If only, if only, if only. But yeah, listen, friends, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and the realization that I'm sitting in, I'll say it once more,
Mm.
the reality of what you want is directly proportional to your willingness to experience its exact opposite. So
I
that's
need to put this on a shirt.
it's actually, I don't know that it would do well on a shirt because it's kind of like a little like a mind like what? Like
But
even when I wrote it
that's
down the
the
first time, I
idea,
was
isn't
like,
it?
whoa. Yeah, fair,
But
fair, fair,
that's
fair,
the
fair, fair.
idea though. It's because every time you
Yeah.
see it and every time you read it, you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
My
Anyway,
goodness.
friends, I hope that this was helpful. I'm working through my own discomfort in my new comfort zone. Well, in the
Yeah.
like I'm working through my own discomfort in stepping out of my comfort zone is really what I should be saying. And if you are too, what are your tips and tricks for kind of managing it and dealing with it and being kind to yourself? Because sometimes I'm just like, Cassie, get it together. Like do the things, you know? But I think we've got to be kind to ourselves and keep in mind that ultimately what we're doing is we're working towards the reality that we're trying to build for ourselves. So that's what's
Yeah.
keeping me going.
Yeah.
And if
Pedro
I
is what's keeping me going.
Lols. And if you, yeah, if you've got any tips, you've got any tricks, share them in the comments. Come say hi on socials. We want to hear from you for
Mm.
sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Spotify and on Apple, and of course you can find us on YouTube as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Good luck. I hope it goes well for you. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. She said good luck.
Good luck.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. Also, you can watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.